Previously on Clean Break.
Bear came in to really be sort of our spiritual compass.
I'm a father of a 5-year-old.
And now you're kind of trying to take your pulse again and reconnect with yourself.
Yeah.
The best place to get perspective is to live on the edge.
As soon as I heard skydiving, here we go, now my day's gonna be shot.
For Steven and I, it was really about encouraging Chase to face his fears.
I overcame my fear of something that I never would have thought that I would have done.
You're a hired gun in your career, right? So you need to confirm for yourself whether that's one of the things that you want to stay with. Is that one of the things you're thinking about?
Yeah. I'm never gonna make millions of dollars being a surfboard shaper, but the lifestyle you get, it's priceless to me.
I took that and said, hell, if Brett did it, why can't I do it?
Deep down, all of us want to live like a great story. This is a step in really finding out some more about that story that I'm meant to live.
I fell and I fell and I fell. I'm gonna keep falling, but that's how you get better. That's how you improve.
We got to yell for him here at the top and just drive him up this mountain. Dude, Luke's doing it right now, bro.
At the bottom of the rock, I didn't think I could do it, but you miss all the shots you don't take. Failure really is an essential part of succeeding. So there was a pretty good sense of satisfaction.
What if you had the chance to put your life on hold, to break free and find out what you're really made of? For 3 complete strangers, that chance has come. Steven, a young pharmaceutical salesman caught in an unfulfilling career.
This career, this industry, it's not for me. There's got to be something better out there.
Chase, a stay-at-home dad needing to recharge and reconnect.
Hopefully this trip will give me what I need to start the next chapter.
And Luke, a bartender with a master's searching for his passion.
For me, the motivation is to really reach my potential.
They will travel to Hawaii and for 10 days search to discover who they truly are. Follow the journey. Embrace the change for the adventure of a lifetime. Morning in paradise. The ideal opportunity to treasure the moment before it's swept away by the tide of the day. With 2 days left on their trip, Chase, Luke, and Steven are looking to seize every opportunity remaining before them. Day 8. No task is too big when done together.
Today is going to be our last day of surfing, so threw the board shorts, the rash guards on, jumped in the Jeep, headed to our next spot.
Known for its unpredictable and treacherous conditions, the surf at Haleakala Beach will surely test them. But first, the guys get a lesson dealing with the dangers of the ocean. Their guide, legendary waterman, tow and surfing pioneer, and big wave surfer, Archie Kalepa.
So we met Archie Kalepa before we even got out, and Archie was nice enough to take us and do a little bit of training with him.
The ocean is very humbling. You can be the best big wave rider, you can be the best longboarder, best sharpboarder, best bodyboarder, but the ocean will always humble you and teach you what your limits are.
Archie trains himself and his ability to hold his breath and function underwater by picking up big rocks on the bottom of the ocean and running with them.
Don't rush, take big steps. Nice long strike, okay?
You swim down, 8 feet, and you have a big rock that you pick up, and you run on the bottom of the ocean. That's what those guys do to prepare themselves for big wave surfing.
When you wipe out and you're getting tumbled all over the bottom, that's an uncontrolled environment. You're not in control. But what rock running does, it allows us to experience those same feelings, but we can control that.
Luke did really well. Luke did great. He took off.
I wasn't too sure about running with rocks underwater, and when we got down there and did it, I ran pretty far. I think I learned as much as sometimes I feel out of my element in the water, there's some things I can do in the water, that in some ways I'm capable of more than I think I am.
With the lessons from Archie in tow, the guys head to Haleakala Beach for their final and most challenging surf.
So we pull up, and I look out, and I know that this is gonna be a difficult day. It's a little bit bigger than when we were in Oahu.
We met Buzzy Kerbox, who was going to be taking us out surfing that day. Gave it to us straight.
There's a lot of really talented surfers that come out of here, because if you can surf this tricky, sloppy waves, then you can surf anywhere.
A former pro ranked in the top 16 during his surf career and a pioneer of tow-in surfing, Often recognized as the face of polo sport, Buzzy Kerbox knows what it takes to succeed in and out of the water. Guiding Stephen, Luke, and Chase through today's conditions will take every bit of his vast experience.
Kalepa's a very challenging spot. It's got wind, it's got current, it's got bump. It's not a beginner spot. If this was a ski resort, it'd be a black diamond run. We're gonna paddle out here, right in front of those rocks. The current's gonna pull us down there, and then once we get by those rocks, you gotta fight it a little bit, and then and as soon as you've cleared that rock point, the current will suck you down, and then we're in the channel and we go out.
You know, I just beeline to try to get out of the impact zone. Extremely difficult.
When we paddled out, I got caught a bit on inside and I got pushed into the rocks that we weren't supposed to get pushed into. So that's the beginning of the entire experience for me.
Set after set after set rolling in, so I kept having to duck dive, and I was really getting worn out.
You're in a new spot, in these new conditions, completely new water movement.
The board came back and smacked me in the head. I got rolled up, I got held down.
You've got to stay relaxed, let the wave finish.
I don't know how long I was held under, to be honest. It was like 2 back-to-back sets. Thought about, some things that Archie said on the beach.
There's not a lot of people out there that don't surf every single day that could have done that and made it out to the lineup.
Buzzy and Archie were, stressing how much teamwork is really important while you're out there in those types of conditions, because that water is so dangerous that anything can happen at any given moment.
World-class wave, it attracts a lot of people. There's a lot of different things going on out there. Stephen showed respect, but I think, you never know when you're gonna get slammed by somebody out there. It's a pretty hazardous environment.
I caught waves in difficult conditions. For me, it was an accomplishment, and out on the water.
If these guys take away anything from this experience, I would hope that it would be how much more difficult it gets as the waves get bigger and bigger. How'd you do?
I survived.
Survived?
I survived, dude.
Still alive.
Haleakala was the most difficult place I surfed. But, felt like the fact we all got out of there alive, made it a great day.
Being that this was our last surfing session, it was a little bittersweet. But, I think we really gave it our all and left it all out there in the water.
Coming up, the guys face their greatest challenge yet.
I don't know what happened.
We missed our turn.
We gotta start cruising, it's gonna get dark.
That was the scariest thing on this whole trip.
Mad careful right here, bros.
After an epic surf session, the guys head up to Haleakala with their mountain bikes.
Getting a little rowdy in the Jeep. Chase behind the wheel.
On an island known for its consistent 80-degree temperatures, the guys are unprepared for what lies ahead on their mountain biking adventure. Nearly 2 miles above the crescent-shaped beaches below, the climate has changed.
It's 82 down at the ocean, and all of a sudden we're at the top of this mountain.
It's 45 degrees, raining, cold, wet, and windy.
It was cold and rainy. When you're on the beach early in the morning, you don't expect to end up on top of a mountain and be freezing, but that's what we did.
We are going to take the Skyline Trail down. It's 18 miles.
I found an 8-year-old's glove in the parking lot.
Nice.
Find of the day. Fits real nice.
It's cold. It's time to start heading down.
Here we go.
Oh, great brakes.
It's a volcano, so we're talking lava rock.
It was like mountain biking on marbles.
The top of that trail was tough. Just sharp, jagged,
Loose dirt, sand, and then like huge rocks.
Right, so what you want to do is like a little more speed, because the longer that you're on going slow, that's when it's going to get a little sketchy. Put all the weight on your back tire and your front tire is just going to kind of glide all over it.
Came down through that sort of top, summit area of the mountain.
I think we started getting into a nice groove and some really fun straightaways. Look behind me, we got Steven and Luke coming down behind me.
Almost the tree line, and it's dirt, and the path opened up. There was some really fun riding.
We would go for 10 minutes, take a break, kind of rest our legs, rest our bodies for a minute, and every 10 minutes just felt like a win, felt like a victory.
I think, a fall could really change how I feel about this, but so far, this is awesome, man. Like brand new experiences. It was like paddleboarding yesterday. It's all new.
Yeah.
Throw in the fire.
I think we're gonna go into a new level of sweetness and just finish it out.
An hour and a half into the trip, the ride down Haleakala promises to be a memorable one. Volcanoes, even dormant ones, can prove to be some of the most unique geological places on Earth, and also some of the most unpredictable.
Up until this point, we are having the best ride ever. I mean, we're firing on all cylinders. and then, I don't know what happened. The map is in the back of Steven's thing. Let me grab it.
We had this map that we were supposed to follow to be done before sunset.
So wait, we're right here right now, right?
Yeah, we've come this far.
So we gotta go down here.
We got at least like 2/3 of our trip in front of us still.
With 12 miles to go and an hour of daylight, the one thing the guys can't afford to do now is slow the pace.
New terrain now. I think the most lethal or dangerous part right now is these branches right here.
We knew that part of that trail was impassable by mountain bike, and we had a turnoff to hit.
I guess somewhere along the way, we missed our turn.
We're somewhere like in the boundary trail.
So we ended up going through the, quote, impassable area. The trip that was supposed to take, a couple hours, and now was at like a 4-hour trip, and we probably had 30 minutes of daylight left.
We're still up here. A good distance.
0.7 miles to the road.
We gotta start cruising now, 'cause it's gonna get dark, and we don't have any light, like flashlight status.
Yeah, but we don't even know where to tell them to pick us up at. Hunter Creek Station.
Well, let's just get to a road first, just out of this, because if we're doing this trail when it's dark, then we're gonna be
Lost and without proper gear, the guys must put their trust in one another if they hope to make it home before morning.
All the fog's rolling in. It's just getting darker and darker as time goes on. You can literally only see about 8 feet in front of you.
We're cruising down a volcano, on a windy road with cliffs. That got a little crazy.
And there are like root branches sticking out of the ground. Trees had fallen down.
Yo, mad careful right here, bro.
That was gnarled right there, dude.
we gotta get out of here.
An hour into their ride down a near impassable hiking trail in darkness and mist, the guys' faith in each other has finally paid off.
At this point, it's dark. We come out of the cloud line. We see some lights up ahead.
Felt good to be at the bottom and be through the mist and be through the darkness and, you know, be off those bikes.
That was like some Sleepy Hollow Jeepers Creepers.
We looked out for each other, and I think that goes back to the first thing that Buzzy said to us. When you're out there, you gotta look out for your buddies, you know? You gotta make sure that you look around and everybody's safe.
We made it. We beat the mountain.
That was one of the most epic, dangerous, fun, exhilarating adventures that I've ever had.
I just loved it. It was my favorite, hands down, my favorite thing that we've done on the trip so far.
Solid day, I'm beat.
This morning was crazy. We got windy, there were rocks, I got smashed on the rocks. You gotta know your limits, and that's, you know, that's something for surfing, for life. You gotta know when you've reached that threshold.
Tomorrow's gonna be one of the last days here.
It's definitely winding down, and that's starting to get in the back of my mind, that we're coming to a close, you know?
We got a big day tomorrow, Thursday. I'm gonna be up early, very early, so I'm gonna call it a night.
Coming up, an old friend helps complete the journey.
You think that's what was the difference?
It never felt so good.
I think I found my answer. I have Luke and Steven to thank for it.
Visit the Schick Hydro experience on Facebook and enter to win your very own clean break adventure. Schick Hydro, free your skin. With 8 challenging days behind them, the guys take a moment to reflect on just how far they've come.
So this is it, guys.
Last day, man.
Last day.
Last day in paradise.
I know. I'm
The best day.
kind of bummed, actually.
Trip of a lifetime, man.
Yeah.
Opportunity of a lifetime. A lot of people don't get to do this.
So it's our last day, and we want to make the best of it.
You know, what better way to cap off our trip than to check out Molokini Crater?
There's so many people on both islands that told us that we hit the lottery and we hit the jackpot.
Full speed ahead.
We got to do things that no one gets to do.
The paddle out in the surf, the mountain biking, you know, the skydiving.
I'm absolutely going to remember this trip forever. I don't think there's a way you can't.
Sharing these experiences with these 2 other guys, it's hard not to feel like brothers.
It's been great, man.
Centuries ago, travelers crossed the Pacific looking for answers in the Hawaiian Islands. Now the inhabitants of this paradise have helped pass the wisdom of generations on to Steven, Luke, and Chase, who began their journey a bartender, a stay-at-home dad, and a salesman filled with questions. Tandem surf champion and waterman Bear Woznick pointed them down their spiritual path. He has now returned to steer them to its conclusion.
So I just want to try to get a little bit of traction and ask you guys, you know, what was it you discovered that kind of surprised you?
I think my biggest thing before coming on this trip was my job and my career. And you're made to believe that if you live in Beverly Hills and drive a Mercedes-Benz, that it's all good. But it's not. It's not all good. And I think that I've kind of resolved that, you know, my particular job, my particular career, it's not for me. I'm ready to kind of step out of that comfort zone.
Wow, that's a huge thing.
And move on. I was able to confidently tell Bear and tell the other 2 guys that, you know, I'm definitely going to be leaving this job. I want to, you know, start my own company and work for myself.
I'm so proud of you because the hardest thing in the world is golden handcuffs. They're the hardest thing in the world to get out of because you got a comfortable living, you got a career path, you've got this momentum, and everyone around you saying you're on the right path.
Right.
And to get off that railroad track is really hard to do.
It never felt so good to say that with, you know, such assurance that I'm just gonna do what I love, follow my passion. If the money follows, then that's great too, but if not, I'm still all good.
You know, I have a lot of dreams. I have a lot of things inside me that I feel like I want to achieve and I can't achieve, and I'm my biggest critic, 100%. Like, the pressure that I feel like is on my life is from me. It's not from anybody else.
It's okay to fail. I failed a lot of things on this trip. But how do we take these experiences and some of the failures and the successes we had, you know, because out of the failures there was a lot of success, and taking those successes and translating that to our life back on the mainland.
You know, maybe there's things on the other side of the ocean that I didn't think I could do that I can do, and it's going to require me to fail.
I'm capable of things that maybe I didn't think I was capable of, and that I can do things that maybe I didn't think I could do. And, you know, whether it was something very tangible, like climbing the rock, or getting back up on the stand-up paddleboard, you know what, I can do these things that maybe I think I can't do. And I'm going to do those things.
Yeah, so for me, I mentioned to you that it was going to be something spiritual. That's what I was searching for.
My journey was about deciding whether or not I wanted to expand my family. And I wasn't sure before we started this.
To continue what you mentioned about the relationships of the people that we met, I think for me, that's really what I focused on.
Through the people that I've met and seen the people love what they do, whether it be walking on top of water, swimming underneath water, being up in the mountains, everything. It was about love.
The conclusion that I came to was love. I mean, that's a simple answer right there with love, you know?
And I love being a father. I'm really good at it. And I think I'd be really good at being a father to 2 kids. And I think I found my answer.
The lessons that you've learned are like just seeds right now that have been planted, and they're going to grow and grow and grow, and you're going to gain so much more wisdom and knowledge. So I just want to say again, what an incredible transformation I've seen in you men, and we love you.
Thank you, Barry.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much.
Aloha.
Here's the familiar setup, board bag, packed. We started this journey 10 days ago. This is it, man. This is the final stretch.
When I was a boy, I got lost inside the forest.
Sad day. Not ready to end the trip, you know, definitely tired and beaten up a little bit along the way, but, you know, I'm ready to reset and do it all over again with these 2 guys.
You go in with expectations, and you know the activities and the time that's spent with the guys and the experiences far exceeded, you know, what my expectations and what I expected.
The end of the journey. This is the real end right here.
Right here, all the soldiers.
I got to go places that I was not prepared to do.
You know, as many times as we tested ourselves, there's no way you can walk away and not be changed.
Push your limits, get outside of your comfort zone, enjoy the ride.
If I had fallen on that wave, I would have died, and I made it into the channel.
The hardest thing in the world is golden handcuffs. They're the hardest thing in the world to get out of, because you got a comfortable living, and everyone around you saying you're on the right path.
Right.
And to get off that railroad track is